Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you're all having a wonderful day or night, but for now, let's get into the video.
It's really hard to not feel stupid this day and age for wanting romantic love when you are a single straight woman, especially a single straight woman in her 30s living in London. We're in this era right now of decentering men, which I'm very for. And we're also in an era where misogyny is on the rise, and it feels like women are going this way and men are going this way. Unsurprisingly, dating does not seem very fun right now. Me and my friend Ilma, we send each other TikToks every day, and we have got a streak of around 54 days right now of sending stuff to each other every day. And there's two main themes. One of the themes is just really hot guys. The other is feminism, kind of borderline into a little bit of misandry. And I say misandry with a smile on my face because I don't believe misandry well and truly exists. And I do think if it does exist, it is a reaction to misogyny. Misandry does not exist in the way that misogyny does.
It doesn't exist, but if it does exist, good point, princess. Let's take a look at your question. Are we stupid for still wanting romantic love? When you're decentering men, yes. When you think an entire gender is going upwards and the other one is going downwards, yes. And no, I'm not talking about everyone else but you. Decentering men from your entire life, perfectly fine. But then you can't turn around and say you want a romantic love. Even less when you're sending and receiving TikToks with really hot guys. And I get it, you've heard the term decentering men on TikTok. Maybe not use it if you don't know what it means.
Here's what I don't understand. It's 2025. Why can't my car touch something? Why is it so bad that when my car taps something, the side caves in? What are we doing? What are we doing? Why aren't our best and brightest brains being put towards fixing that issue? You're telling me every time I tap another car in a parking lot, every time I back up into a wall or a pole or something of that nature, my entire car caves in and breaks. Why aren't they stronger? Why aren't they stronger? Why can't they touch things? Is this a stupid question? Like, so many things are so durable. Why can't cars be durable? Yes, this is coming from a girl who's put thousands of dollars into repairing her car after hitting things. Why don't they make cars out of the same stuff they make, like, planes out of? I don't know what planes are made out of, but I'm sure they're strong as I'm sure rocks in the sky are like, there's not rocks in the sky, but I'm sure things hit the planes. No, I'm sounding really stupid right now. I'm really smart, I swear.
I'm sure you are, I absolutely believe that. Just as I believe that you are a very good driver. It's not your fault you bump into other cars or walls and the car breaks. How does that not make you a good driver? It's whoever made the cars that don't know how to make them. Usually I would suggest joining the military because they have, how do you call those, stronger vehicles, I guess. But then again, they also have pew-pews and you shouldn't be trusted with one.
What is to say to modern dating that women are now traveling to Midtown Manhattan, going to Sweet Green, stealing men's lunches, and then looking them up on LinkedIn and DMing them on Instagram, saying, "Oh shoot, I picked up your salad, like, can I get you one back?" to find a date. Can't we just all say hi to each other? What is wrong with us?
Well, mother dating, you said it yourself. And sure, I would love to make this about women, but if you go wherever and you're stealing salad instead of a steak, I'm gonna blame men just as much. Yeah, I know. Salad is good. No, it's not. Grab a steak. But before you completely hate me and you're Xing out the video, just let me make it up to you.
Not to be dramatic, but if you respond to my text message with this emoji, why do you hate me?
See, now go ahead and tell me if you dare that this is not the woman of your dream, the one that worries about emojis.
Talking to people that are not emotionally intelligent when you are is the most frustrating thing in the whole. Like, hi, I'm gonna gently hand you this blue ball about how I feel. Why are you throwing a red ball at my face? I'm not! It's a blue ball! And it gently was handed out. Like, oh my god, you're a grown adult. And there's just like, there's nothing you can do about it because you will never be understood. It's like they're paid to not understand you. It's like, I can, like, oh my god. Like, literally feels like I got a software update and then just like nobody else did. Like, I just wish that emotional intelligence was just like an automatic, like you turn 16 and you get it. Like, I just, I don't know if this is like a neurodivergent thing or something. Like, maybe I just really am coming off like a certain way, but it's like my intentions will be so pure, so genuine, just genuinely talking about how I feel, what's going on, a calm, like, seeking for reconciliation and like a solution, like I'm a solution-based person, and then I'll get met with like, you think this and you who the you don't know my brain at all, clearly. Like, why would you even think that? Like I will, like,
Self-diagnosed is a sign of emotional intelligence. Throwing the F word in between two other words is a sign of emotional intelligence. Yelling at your phone like a lunatic just because you pressed record is a sign of emotional intelligence. And if those three didn't convince you, expecting someone to read your brain is a sign of emotional intelligence. What happened with the good old days when everyone was dating a narcissist instead of everyone thinking they're emotional intelligent? Those were the good old days. I miss those days. Because instead of that, we now have whatever this was.
I really want to talk about this comment because this is definitely something that has come across my desk a few times in the last few weeks, especially. I think it's very important for women to acknowledge that, you know, when we complain that men don't approach women anymore in public, this is the fear that's going on in their heads, is that they are scared of being shamed online. And I've spoken to younger men, and especially with younger men, this rings true. And it was interesting because I was listening to Theo Vaughn's podcast, the episode that he had Andrew Huberman on, and Andrew Huberman said the same thing. He said that he mentors a lot of young men who have this genuine fear of being shamed online by women, which is why they don't feel the need or the urge or the desire to approach women in public anymore. And honestly, like, if I thought that I would be publicly shamed online if I approached a man, I probably wouldn't do it either. So obviously there are nuances to the situation, like people who inappropriately approach women or do it in a derogatory way or do it in a disrespectful way, of course, but we're not really speaking about that. We're talking about just men not wanting to talk to women in public because they're scared they're going to get trashed online. And as women, I think we really need to acknowledge our behavior in this cycle. You know, if we continue to, you know, berate men online and talk about how, you know, a guy approached you and he was ugly and you're going to make fun of him and do all this stuff on the internet, don't complain when men have this genuine fear of approaching women in public anymore. So thank you for leaving this comment. I think it is really important to talk about that because it's really, truly come across my desk multiple times in the last few weeks. And it's something that I've actually wanted to talk about. And the more that I speak to men and the more that, you know, I listen to men who mentor young men, especially, this is what the genuine fear is. So yeah, okay, bye.
Bye-bye. You do make a solid point, and I'm not trying to invalidate your point, but you're talking about the symptom, not about the disease. Approaching a woman is not the main issue. Sure, she might say no, she might shame you online. All that can happen. But that is not the only reason why men don't approach women anymore. One of the reasons is, what if she actually said yes, then what? Well, then we can take a look at the disease and not just the symptoms.
I told my husband I wanted a divorce. I walked myself through the logistics of where would I live, how would we split the time with the kids, who gets the dog. I feel like I have been searching for something in my relationship that we don't have for the whole time we've been married, which has been 10 years. There is not a single thing about my husband in and of himself that I do not love. He is the most self-disciplined, loyal, hardworking, good person that you could meet on this planet. Our relationship and what my expectations are for my marriage and what they always have been are not met. I can't be myself with my husband, and it's really confusing because I'm 32 years old, I am a mom of 3, and I still don't know who I am.
Well, good thing you're gonna destroy 4 lives in the process of you trying to find out who you are. And of course there's something like this, and I think I've posted her before, so I'm not gonna let the entire thing play.
If you are a stay-at-home mom, you should be receiving a salary from your husband. If you are a stay-at-home mom, otherwise known as a non-compensated working mom, and you are married to a man, your husband, the compensated partner, should be paying for the uncompensated labor. Try to replace you. Try to replace a stay-at-home mom. You're going to be paying for a chauffeur, a chef, a nanny, a project manager for the house. In fact, recent data has shown that stay-at-home moms, non-compensated working parents, if you had to pay them a salary, it would be at least $175,000 a year.
And she did apply for that job, but her resume was not good enough.
Here's my list on how to tell if a man is slutted out. First and foremost, if he's a part of a run club, you're naked, you're sweaty, your pheromones are going. If he sends you a text and the first letter of the text is lowercase, he has his caps lock off. If he has a blue check mark on any social media platform, because I'm also pretty sure that like bypasses message requests, they go right into the DM. Any college athlete, current, former, pre, anything to do with college athletics. Mustache bandits. If he has a fat, thick upper mustache, And last but not least, if he wears a hat with an upside down curved city, i.e. Tampa, Houston, Boston, etc.
Aren't these the same lunatics who call OAF content creators empowered? Now you're talking about men being 304s because they're wearing a hat? Sure, why not? The man that has an adult movie mustache? What type of movies are you watching? Or should I say, good for you to let us all know that you've replaced Netflix with that special hub.
I've been off the dating apps for a little bit of time because I thought I was going to be getting in a relationship. That ended a few days ago, so I re-downloaded Hinge out of self-harm, I suppose. I have been saying this, but I'm convinced that men on dating apps are out there to appeal to other men. Like, you're not posting what women want. You're not making yourself attractive to women. You're making yourself attractive to other men. The amount of hunting pictures I see, pictures of trucks, weird comments about other women. Don't hate me if I don't give a about my astrology sign. Okay? I will hate you, actually. If loving this is wrong, I don't want to be right. Boobies. Okay, so you're just sexualizing everyone. So you don't actually want anything. You just want boobs. Typical Sunday. Golfing with the boys. I'm glad you have friends and a hobby. Genuinely. I'm glad you have friends and a hobby. But is that supposed to be attractive to me? Like, why are you putting that on a dating profile? That's like something you could just tell me in a conversation. That's not something that's gonna like win me over. I'm not saying it's like disgusting. It's just that's not attractive enough to be putting on a dating profile where you're trying to attract women.
So you must be into men. She actually said that 2 minutes later. See now, hunting in big trucks, that tells us that you live in a country area. Maybe you should move to a bigger city like New York City where men eat salad. What are they gonna go hunting? Squirrels in Central Park? Or maybe you should go on a dating app and try to find someone you like and try to match with that guy instead of trying to turn every single man on dating apps into something you like. Long time ago, I used to work with a young man, 22, 23, really fit, and he was on Tinder. And he used to scroll and didn't pay any attention to women who said, I'm looking for something long term, until he was finding the ones that said, I want my brain to be the F hour of me. And you wanna know what he was doing? He was replying saying, I'll be at your place in an hour. Not even once have I seen him walking around saying, dude, none of these women want to cuddle. But some people will watch the Weather Channel only to complain there's nothing on but the weather.
If a guy lasts for a really long time, why does that hurt my feelings? Like, I can't make you, Okay. All right.
Charge him the usual, $4.99 for the full month, and he'll be out the door in less than 30 seconds.
I don't date people that are overly close with their family, and I don't mean have a good relationship with their family because that's two separate things, but you'll get what I mean very quickly when I tell you about this trauma talking stage of this guy who was pretty close with his family. And disclaimer, I did not like this guy. I was just talking to him for the lols. I'm not gonna lie, that's really mean, but
yeah, trauma talking stage, he was really close to his family, he didn't put you first, you didn't really like him, and you were talking, because I'm sure that's all you've done for the lols. At least you're smart enough to put all of this on TikTok, so that everyone that will be interested in you in the future can see it. Right then, this is gonna be it for today. As always, I do hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still appreciate you for making it this far. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.